This is a short version of my pageant journey and how I got to be where I am today. I began my pageant journey in 2016-2017 with Miss South Africa. In the year 2015, the students of South Africa started a movement called the Fees Must Fall movement. This movement was brought about by how students couldn't afford university fees, and that year they were hiking up the prices for the fees, and students decided to take a stand and to say, look, we cannot afford this education and we would like for you to decrease the fees. Many students could not register, so they were financially excluded and couldn't continue with school in that year. I unfortunately became one of those students who couldn't register that year due to this financial block. And so for those reasons, in 2016, I had to pack my bags from Cape Town and move back home. When I got back home, I had all these long, stressful days, and I was so frustrated because, I just left school. I didn't have anything to do. During this time of waiting, I came across a commercial on TV where Miss South Africa was happening. This was mid 2016. I think it was mid 2016. They opened the applications for Miss South Africa, and I was like, that's what I'm gonna do. So I sent in my application. It was nerve-wracking, but it was exciting at the same time because for the first time in a long time, I felt excited about something. So I did those auditions, went through the first round and the second round. After I made it through the second round, they said you will find out via an email if you have made it into the semifinals or not. A month later, I received an email that said, you have made it to the next round of Miss South Africa and we would like to see you in Johannesburg for an interview. After that interview, you will stay only for one day and go back home again. Sure, flew to Johannesburg, met all the other girls who were competing from all the parts of the country. Now we did what we did and then went back home. And then I think a few weeks later, I get another email that says, congratulations, you have made it into the top 24 semifinals. Now at this point, people, I am losing my mind, okay? Because I am one step closer towards becoming a finalist, okay? And that means 2 steps closer towards winning the competition, okay? Again, they send me flight details, except this time they also tell me that I will be staying in Johannesburg for a long time for the phase of this competition. So I pack my bags, get to the hotel, and get this, guys. When I get there for the photo shoot of the official Miss South Africa contestant, I found out that I was the only person to make it from the whole Eastern Cape province. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean everybody in the Eastern Cape was losing their minds? When I first came into the competition, I thought, this is for me. I'm doing it for myself to get me out of this horrible situation that I'm in. But then I realized it was so much more than me. It was about everyone around me. It was about those young girls and boys in my villages. It was about, South Africans who wanted to believe in something, who had lost hope in a lot of things. And I remember this one time I was walking about in my village and this old man comes to me and says, are you the girl that's been in the papers? We're so proud of you. It has the young people in the village believing in themselves. It's given them so much hope. To know that anything is possible for them regardless of where they come from. You have brought back dignity into our village, and in that moment I wanted to win so bad. I wanted to win for that old man. I wanted to win for the young girls who looked at me and saw hope. But unfortunately, I didn't make the finals. I got eliminated and I was so bummed, you guys. I think it was the most hurt I'd ever been in my life for in a very long time, because I was like, God, I thought we had a deal. And I promised myself on that flight back home, I said I will come back to this Miss South Africa competition and I will win, not only for me, but for everybody else who needs this win, because a lot of people needed that win. If a spot in the semi-finals could make people feel the way that they felt, imagine how they could feel if I actually won. Jump 2 years later, 2019, I decided to do the Miss South Africa pageant and made it into the semi-finals, and this time I make it all the way to the finals, and I am over the moon. I was so content in knowing that just even by making the finals, the night of the pageant came and I won. And I remember standing there thinking, oh my God, I did what I promised myself I would do. People celebrated, people were so happy, especially people from my village, congratulating me, just saying how happy they were that this happened. And just women from across South Africa were reaching out to me and they were like, thank you so much for this. We feel represented. I look at you and I see my daughter. I look at you and I see myself. I think it was just one of the most humbling experiences I could have ever asked for in my life. But I never knew that it would mean this much to so many people. I grew into understanding what it means to give back without expecting anything in return. And those are the things that this journey has taught me. And then obviously I continued into Miss Universe. My journey has been quite an incredible one. That's just a little glimpse into it. And to just say I'm so grateful for where I am. I am so proud of where I am, and I wouldn't have done things any other way. We should practice patience. We should practice resilience, and we should practice believing in ourselves so much. Keep sending us those stories to #UniverseUnited. We'd love to hear them and we'd love to follow your journey. Thank you so much for listening.